Hello everyone and welcome to another high elo game of Age of Empires. Today the forecast hopefully calls for lots and lots of men on lots and lots of horses with lots and lots of bloodshed, as Daniel, playing as the Tatars in red, takes on Mr. Yo, playing as the Spanish in blue. Now all the players herd their herdables, explore their immediate surroundings, and try to get their butts up to Feudal Age ASAP. There we go, discovers the elephant. Why don't we take a look at the Civ matchup that we are going to be watching today? Now, the Tatars are a civilization that does whatever it can to push you towards mounted units. Their cav archers come with extra line of sight. They get Parthian tactics and thumb ring for free. Some of their mounted units can be upgraded to get extra armor, and both of their unique units are mounted. The first being the Flaming Camel, which is basically a mounted petard, except that it comes with a massive attack bonus against cavalry, camels, and elephants, only one of which I'm perhaps expecting to see out of our Spaniard. The second unique unit of the Tatars is the Keshik, a medium cavalry unit that actually generates gold every time it attacks an enemy unit. Every time it pokes and prod, does not need to actually kill the unit. As long as it's attacking, it's generating gold, which can come in very useful in the later stages of the game when gold becomes scarce and raids become more frequent. Now, once your army is out on the field of battle, very important for the Tatars to take this, the high ground, because instead of the usual 25% extra damage that units do when they fight downhill, the Tatar units, they do 50% more damage, and that becomes even more important during the later stages of the game when trebs start coming out, because the Tatars can actually upgrade their trebs to have 2 extra range. By the way, a fully upgraded Tatar treb, 19 tiles of range, which is just plain bonkers. Now, in order to feed their warriors and the beasts that they ride, Tatar herdables do contain 50% more food, and starting in Castle Age, every new town center spawns 2 free sheep, which, with what I just said, that their herdables contain 50% more food, means basically just about 300 food for every single new town center that's plopped down. We'll take a look at Mr. Yo in a second. I always love to see the elephant pulls, just because they're so much faster than boars. They do almost always manage to injure and damage a villager. Gazelle, somebody turn around and kill this gazelle. It's not going to stay here much longer. And okay, Daniel finally does turn around and kills it. Speaking of elephants being harvested, did Mr. Yo? Yeah, he took damage on a few villagers pulling. I'm assuming the second rhino looks like the husk of the first already in the sands. Now, the Spanish are a paramilitary civilization that, man oh man, loves its gunpowder units. Spanish gunpowder units fire 18% faster, and their unique unit, the Conquistador, is a heavy-hitting, less accurate mounted hand cannoneer, but one that comes with more HP, but less range. Now, in order to defend these costly units, the Spanish can train missionaries, which are basically mounted monks with less range and also can't pick up relics. But the Spanish can also, by the way, upgrade both their monks and missionaries to convert enemy units faster and give the missionaries extra range. Now, in order to support their military-industrial complex, Spanish villagers do build structures 30% faster than normal. Their blacksmith upgrades cost no gold whatsoever, and they get 20 gold for every technology that's researched, which is a nice little government rebate every time they tech up. Mr. Yo, with 100 gold in the bank, we can imagine that he has skipped Loom. Yeah, I'm assuming once he hits Feudal, he'll research Loom, at which point we'll see his gold go from 100 down to 50, and once Loom completes, that 50 will jump back up to 70 thanks to that little 20 gold rebate. Now, why did I call the Spanish a paramilitary civilization? Because their villagers can actually be upgraded to get 40 extra HP, massive boost to their armor, and a massive +6 added to their attack, which together with the sappers upgrades makes them just about, let's say, goth-like, amazing at taking down buildings, castles, towers, even walls in the later stages of the game. So those are the two civilizations. Why did I say I expected mounted? Because I expect mounted units out of these two, and on a map like this, let's take a look at the rush distance whenever you have two mounted civilizations. Fairly long rush distance, which we'll see whether that means more mounted units or more static defense or offensive structures. In the meantime, as both players head up to the next age, Daniel 5 villagers ahead of his opponent. Mr. Yo rushing to get up to Feudal Age so that he can probably rush to get up to Castle Age, get those conquistadors out. And there we go. Loom is being researched. Take a look at the top right of your screen. That 100 gold became 50. And in about 17, 18, 15, 10, whatever seconds, once Loom is complete, I think it does take 25 seconds on the whole. That 50, take a look right now, boink, jumps up to 70. So a nice little boost in the early game. Any kind of advantage in the early feudal to mid to late feudal, let's just say feudal age on the whole, is always fun to see, especially when you have players like this. So while Daniel's still heading up to the next age, now only 4 villagers ahead, a good time for us to look at where his resources are, because if you look at the mini-map, these bases are completely open. I don't care that you've got 2 small forests hovering like little angels above your base. I don't care that Mr. Yo's got 2 small forests off to the northeast of his base. These are pretty damn open bases. Man, oh man, primary gold for our Tatar, very exposed to the front, primary stone to the back. What the hell is this? Well, there you go. I'm hoping this launches some kind of crazy Reddit discussion, because what is happening here? Interestingly, they both have lakes situated right to the rear of their bases, so we'll keep an eye on that. This is definitely something new. Definitely a new part of the meta of Age of Empires. Where are the rest of his resources? He's got stone to the top, extra gold to the bottom right, extra gold to the bottom left. As our Tatar defends with 1 spear, but with such a ridiculously open base, how do you even start walling this off? I mean, Mr. Yo always likes these long wall offs. I don't know that Daniel's going to be able to keep up. We'll see if he decides to spend his stone, or rather wood expenditure, wood income on this. By the way, Mr. Yo has seen that his opponent is now gone fish and chips, which, by the way, have absconded. They don't want to take any kind of damage from these scouts. So let's take a look at Mr. Yo's base while the players kind of but not really engaged. They kiss a little in the middle of the map right underneath the stork and the meeting of these 2 scouts. Now the stork is definitely carrying a baby somewhere. Okay, I'm actually going to look at Mr. Yo's base, because also incredibly open. Primary stone to the front, primary gold to the back. So the kind of exact opposite of Daniel's base, which I'm shocked that Mr. Yo is so timid around just 1 spearman. Snipe the spearman, and then all of a sudden you've got 5 villagers here that are very exposed. So extra gold to the bottom, extra gold to the top, extra stone to the back as well. He's got a few forests to the rear and off to the side. Daniel also, by the way, has so a very sparse map. Not a lot of forest, not a lot of coverage, which we'll see which civilization benefits from that more, which civilization it hurts more. For now, 13 minutes into the game, we still don't have any kills. Although it looks like potentially a sandwich here for these blue units, or potentially not. No way! No way! This has to be some kind of new meta. Now, usually when there's something this bonkers, okay, Daniel says, you know what, with 4 scouts, I can definitely take on 1 spearman. I'll take a whole bunch of damage, but now your villagers are exposed. There's no supremacy yet. They don't have 40 extra HP. They don't have the extra 2/2 armor or +6 attack. So Daniel being a little bit more risk-taking than Mr. Yo. First kill, by the way, goes to our Tatar, who kills that spearman, who now evaporates underneath this ridiculously hot sun. Look at this arid map that we're on. Can't even click the bushes. They're so dead. But what is happening? Somebody in the comments, let me know. Is this something that I missed on Reddit all of a sudden? What the 5 fishing ships on Arabia? Okay. I always make the joke when we watch a game like yesterday where the Viper played as the Dravidians. I always make it a point of saying they carry 15 extra fish or 15 extra box turtles every time they go fishing. But maybe that's not so funny of a joke anymore now that the players are actually starting to take advantage of some wet spots on the map. Another kill for Daniel, guns down another spearman, but he's losing a couple of scouts of his own. So not exactly a free get, but not terrible. Oh, now that he's starting to lose more and more scouts, is becoming a little bit more terrible. These are not exactly cheap scouts, especially when you're in feudal, especially when you need food to go up to castle age. Neither of these civs has any kind of discount on going up to the next age or anything of the sort, even tangentially. So food income is very, very important at this stage of the game, and both of them are sitting at 5 scouts. Daniel training an extra one. Monsieur, he let Daniel's spearmen close in on him, but it's ultimately he who laughs last as his spearmen close on Daniel's scouts, who now retreat to the south. The villager gets trapped, but these are feudal age armies. That villager has nothing to fear but fear itself. Who said that? That was JFK that said that, right? Which American president If that was, I think that was an American president quote. And there you go. Look at the aesthetic confusion. It's a house being built on top of a house. Is this even walled off? Is he going to right click or drag a palisade wall? He definitely has to, because apparently it's not walled off. The illusion of Age of Empires kicking in yet again. Oh, did he leave? Tell me he built a palisade. No, he didn't. Mr. Yo didn't notice. There's a bit of an alley between the blacksmith and this house. Tinkle, 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 go the spearmen. High octane action here on Arabia. 18 minutes into the game, it looks like scouts are chasing scouts into Daniel's base, but our eyes are firmly fixed on this battle that Mr. Yo ends up winning as his scout now gets, as he shoos away Daniel's scout, as two of his scouts end up dying here. Tell me some of the villagers got the kills. No, none of them did. So all of a sudden, 18 minutes into the game, we were very quiet. Things were kind of relaxed. We were making fun of fishing ships. 10 fishing ships to 7. We got 17 fishing ships on Arabia. Now look who's getting who. This makes absolute total sense, but it's not something we see very often, which is why the constant attention to it that yours truly is giving it. But as I was saying, about 13, 14, 15 minutes into the game, everything was pretty calm, pretty docile. And players were kind of relaxing, getting their villager counts up to a massive 48, 49 before they clicked up the castle. That's a lot of villagers. Army counts 9 to 6, and then all of a sudden, action erupting all over the place. Scouts dying, spearmen dying. Both players are heading up to Castle Age. It looks like our Spaniard is about 10 or 11 seconds ahead of his opponent. Not to get too technical, TC idle time to confuse the dyslexic. 51 seconds for one player, 15 seconds for the other player, as now Daniel brings a few foot archers. Okay, well, there you go. Yours truly says it's a mounted civilization. Of course, there are now 7 foot archers, who I'm assuming, because he's investing so much in foot archers, they're going to become crossbows once he hits Castle Age. Players continue to get all up in each other's grills, get up in each other's business as more and more units are dying. 11 kills to 11. Nobody has killed any villagers yet, but as they disengage for a hot second, good time for us to take a look at what's going on around the map. Now we're up to 8 Spanish fishing ships. Archery range, stable, barracks, and blacksmith I see down there. Did he wall this off yet? Oh, now he's walling it off. Okay, Mr. Yo finally realized, hey, wait a second. Wait a second, something's off. He's getting gill nets. When the hell have we seen gill nets being researched on Arabia? This is definitely some kind of new meta or some kind of dare that these players, you know how like Hera does off meta Mondays and other casters do viewer suggested strategies. This must be something like that, but for them to both do it, I mean, Daniel was first with 10 fishing ships and a knight, Spanish knight, looking for windmills to tilt against, is out on the map, heading straight, making a beeline for that Tatar base. And yeah, the archers are now crossbows, but a siege workshop will be able to shoo away this entire thing. Oh, Mr. Yo does not want to give up his gold income whatsoever. I'm a little bit surprised he didn't just delete these 5 palisade walls, or 4 of them, and build the castle in a much more forward position. This still exposes some of his villagers to crossbow attacks. It looks like the Spanish knight has become a Spanish angel and is Dunzo on the other side of the map. Oh no, Mr. Yo's now lost 6 villagers all of a sudden in the blink of an eye just to get the castle up. And the castle doesn't even get any of the crossbows. That is incredibly sour. What is our Tatar doing on his part? A university, 2 archery ranges, a barracks, another town center. Now, not a lot of good locations. We saw this recently on a lot of map spawns lately. Not a lot of good locations lately on Arabia. Real estate is very much at a premium here. We've got cav archers. We've got conquistadors. Well, we had conquistadors for a second. And now the fishing industry is under attack. Screw your gill nets. I'm just going to destroy every fishing trap that you have. How much food? Man, they give so much food. This is why I'm shocked. It's like one of those things that seems like such a good idea. There's enough room here for a dock. It makes sense. It's an amazing way to gather food. It only costs wood. Faster than a farm, I believe, in terms of food gathering. The fish traps come with a shiitake mushroom ton of food, and yet no one's ever done it. At least no one's ever done it in, that I've seen. Although yours truly has only had this channel for about a year and a half. If you're watching this, by the way, and you like what you hear, you like what you see, feel free to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. If you want to see more conquistadors, more cav archers. By the way, why is our Tatar giving up the high ground? There's literally a big hill right here where you'll do 50% more damage, and you're going to need as much damage output as you can against the conquistador. This is a unit that packs a massive 16 wallop. And Daniel's northern attack force dies just as a southern attack force appears. Camels. What the hell is our Tatar doing? I can't make heads or tails of what the army strategy is for him, but for now he's busted in. Where are the conkies? They're up here. They're making no effort to go into the base. Maybe he wants Daniel to penetrate the nether regions of his base so that he's trapped to these conquistadors. Daniel now getting bloodlines as well, which Mr. Yo already has. Camels are going to absolutely melt to these conquistadors with their base armor of 0 and no upgrades whatsoever for Daniel, who I see on the minimap is sending forward yet another army group. It looks like probably 7 or 8 units here. 6 and 2. I'm gonna say I called that right, because 6 plus these 2, even though these 2 aren't really moving. So I didn't really call it right. I said 7 or 8, but 6 is close enough. And it's moving north. Is it going after fishing ships? It's going to discover, by the way, that there's a new town center here. Players disengaged to the center. Mr. Yo, he's down 7 army count. He's down 18 villagers. Daniel has sniped 17 villagers so far. He is absolutely crippling this Spanish economy. With these 17 villagers, Mr. Yo would have been basically on par with the Tatar, who has 3 town centers to his 2, which is impressive when you're down a town center, but 17 dead villagers in the long run is going to hurt our Spaniard unless he can make a big move out here. He does have the castle, meaning he does have the conquistador, the stronger unit here. It does come with decent base armor of 2-1. And now Daniel finally taking the high ground, refusing to give it up, even if it means a decent engagement more and more. So he is just going cav archers. Okay. So the Tatar cav archers, they're a cool feature. Just like, how do I put this? In Age of Empires, there's, you know, limited things you can do with a unit when you're the developers. You can give them more range, like the Magyars. You can give them more HP. You can give them extra attack, like the Magyars, or like the Tatars. Sorry, a little bit of a brain fart there as I was looking at the minimap. Or like the Tatars, you can give them extra armor, +1/+1 with silk armor, which will help out against the conquistadors, who take an absolute terrible engagement there. Conquistador is not cheap, and so I'm surprised that Monsieur decided to stay that long. He has 13 kills on these guys, but 70 gold each is, I don't know, that's a pretty expensive unit. And now he's trapped. He's trapped between a rock and a Tatar place, and yet Daniel's still refusing to take the high ground. He does have the numbers here. He's allowing the Spaniard to take the high ground. I guess he's just, I'm not sure what the hell that volley was. What the hell was that conquistador attacking? He literally shot in between the 2 armies. So not that Daniel needed the extra 50% attack, which, by the way, when you're attacking an 8, to jump up from 8 to 12 is pretty big. Ooh, Mr. Yo with the, Daniel with the well-placed outpost sees the conquistadors coming, and so immediately runs away with his villagers. You are not stone miners now. Right now, you are lumberjacks, he says, until the threat has passed. Another town center, a 4th for Mr. Yo. Daniel already up to his 4th. Still 10. 9. I can't get over this. Oh, these cav archers are very clumped, but they have entered into the dead zone, the minimum range of these scorpions. They are not Roman scorpions, so they come with 2 minimum range. And yet again, Daniel gives up the high ground. Why is our Tatar taking engagements from the low ground? Basically, this 16 attack jumps up to 20 now for the Spaniard with 25% extra oomph extra pep in his step. And let's see, the players have disengaged, even though Daniel looks like he's chasing these mounted hand cannoneers. Let's see how far they get. He does have ballistics, which means he can snipe these guys. No more castles for mYi. Stone, he still has 6 villagers on stone. Castle, by the way, finally up for our Tatar. Now, aside from the great players and the always cool Keshik, you know, it makes sense that you earn gold when you raid a unit. Look at his outfit. It's all gold. But in addition to these two players playing these, you know, this game, which I always love to see these two players, I'm really curious to watch more Tatar games. If you're not familiar with the latest patch, it used to be that you would have to research Timurid Siegecraft, the name of the upgrade that gave your trebuchets extra range, 2 extra range. And when you researched that, you would get access to a unique unit out of the castle called the Flaming Camel. Just like I said in the beginning when I did the Civ intros, a basic mounted petard that goes boom boom. And unlike a petard whose bonuses come against structures and buildings, Flaming Camels are generally against cavalry, camels, and elephants. If you've ever played Deathmatch, if you've ever played that mYi or Amazon Tunnel or anywhere there's a choke point, and your opponents go elephants, Tatars are a pretty good fun civ to help counter them. By the way, our Tatars going up to Imperial. But now, to make a long story, an incredibly long and long-winded story that I'm apologize has been taking way too long to tell, because I obviously keep interrupting myself, as I always do. Now, you don't need to research anything. The second you hit Imperial, out of your siege workshop, you can start building. Or not building, you can start training. The Flaming Camels. Oh, by the way, mYi moving forward with his villagers. He's placing a castle here. Remember, the Spanish do build things 30% faster. Not exactly the speed of a Sicilian, but this villager, rather these 7 villagers, should do the job. We'll see if, I mean, look at how quickly this castle's going up. It's already more than 50% off. And mYi says, enough's enough. I'm not going to let you dictate the pace of the game. I'm not going to let you start attacking me and choosing where I'm going to engage. I'm tired of letting you snipe small groups of my units. I'm also going to click up to Imperial, even though I'm going to be 2.5 minutes behind you, which means you're going to have 2.5 minutes to pump out trebs from these 2 castles, which are surrounding this one Spanish castle. What an absolute atrocious location for a castle to be in. Not because of the range. Obviously, the castle to the south doesn't reach, but because now trebs are going to pop out immediately. One over here. Okay, never mind. I made too much of it. The 2 trebs that are popping out are here to the north, both of them. I thought maybe one from the south, one from the north, which would make it very hard for mYi to attack. He would have to attack twice. But now with both trebs being up here to the north, he may just need to attack once. He's trying to zone out cav archers, which in 42 seconds are going to be heavies with a lot of upgrades. Chemistry bracer. Armor upgrades not the greatest, just at a +1. Although, wait a second. I must have missed... did I miss silk armor? I must have missed silk armor, because he only has padded archer armor, but the cav archer is at a +2, +3. Or am I missing something else? Oh, sorry. This is where I catch myself. Oh, by the way, what an absolute slaughter. Absolute slaughter of basic non-heavy scorpions. What I'm missing is I should listen to my own Civ intros that the Tatars get Parthian tactics for free, which does boost their armor. So no silk armor just yet for our Tatar, but padded archer is going to become leather. And they are just gunning more and more villagers down. And here you go. mYi got the treb up. He's still not an Imperial. Still a few seconds away. And Daniel's brought 2 army groups. 2 army groups. And they're going to sandwich? They're going to sandwich the conquistadors. Oh, no. mYi. Not only does his unit attack slower, 2.9 seconds delay to 1.8. And again, Daniel gives up the high ground. I mean, I guess it's because he's got... to say he's got the superior numbers would be a misrepresentation, a understatement. 13 seconds away from supremacy. Look at the villager stats at the bottom of your screen. Jump up. No, the one villager I clicked dies to the castle, of course. 80 HP, 9 attack, 3-4 armor, and they are going straight for the castle. There's the sappers upgrade, which means their attack bonus against buildings is now plus 18. Look at how quickly this castle falls. It's already down 1,000 HP. We got a Fleming camel. No! Pardon me. No. No, my hands are literally on my head. My hands were literally... Oh, there was a 2-second silence after I coughed. Apologies for that. No. We were about to see the flaming camel explode. Look at its attack bonuses. Camel, 50. Cavalry, 50. Elephant, 130. Oh, that's so sour. He's literally a millisecond away from exploding, and he's got 23 of them queued. Oh, Mr. Yo, why did you have to tap out? I mean, obviously we know why he tapped out. He lost all of his conquistadors. He's got, what the hell? He's got his one scout cavalry from the beginning of the game. Oh, and now his fishing industry is about to get swamped as well. He is up to 10 fishing ships. So is his opponent. And wow, even though the villagers came forward, not exactly a Flemish revolution, they come forward. I'm surprised they didn't go after the Trebs initially. They're going after the castle. 80 HP, 4 pierce armor against 2 castles, and now cav archers, and now 23 flaming camels. By the way, where's the second flaming camel? Okay, so he's huffing it up with his red bangled legs. Where's the siege workshop down? Oh, it's down here. Oh, that's so annoying for Daniel, who, by the way, I love that he's going 23 flaming camels. I wish this game lasted a few more minutes. That's so annoying. Oh, that's so... Oh, my hands literally jumped to the top of my head like I'm a cartoon character. Oh, that's so sour. I would have loved this game to last a few more minutes. I would have loved to see Mr. Yo dealing with 25 flaming camels. But still an incredible game. 73 cav archers to 41 conquistadors. PKPM middle-ish. PKPM also middle-ish of the game. Let's get the economy. I can't imagine they're even remotely close. Yeah, our Tatar with the massive villager advantage throughout the... I mean, look at the blue line just collapse. I want to see total villager kills. Just ahead in all of the resources. An extra 1,000 stone, an extra 3,000 gold. Mr. Yo actually only collected 1 relic to the 2 of his opponents, which is good for Daniel for out-yoing Yo in that way. 6,000 more food and just a little bit more, or rather 6,000 more wood. There's your cav archer count. And just a little bit more food for our Tatar. Conversion's not really playing a role. 10 buildings destroyed, 5 buildings destroyed, not really playing a role. And was I right about the silk armor? I don't see a single unique upgrade. I don't know why I even went crossbows, just to mess with yours truly. 57 villager kills to 8. Holy moly. Now take away the, well, let's call it 10 or so here. That's still 47 villager kills. 31 kills, 12 of them economic. 13 kills, 3 of them. So 15 villager kills between these guys alone. And that's just in the last probably couple of minutes after they absolutely destroyed the conquistador count. Now, one pet peeve, Daniel was just giving up the high ground. He could have killed Mr. Yo's units a lot quicker if he had taken engagements from the high ground. Like I said, the Tatars do 50% more damage. But look at the villager kill count. Mr. Yo is down literally, what is that? 58 villagers. No, 62 villagers. Holy shit, he's down 62 villagers? Well, there's that 57 villager kill count that the Tatar got. So add back those 57, and Mr. Yo, he's sitting in a little bit of a better spot. But man, Daniel just absolutely going for the economy. And look at Mr. Yo's settlement. It's a freaking ghost town. Villagers, 15 of them huddled in here for safety. 12 in here. 15. 1. 7. This poor bastard's on his own. Although I guess the second villager is going to huddle in. He has literally 1 working villager, does our Spaniard. 1 working villager gathering 6 blocks of stone. But man, you know, sometimes we almost get to see the absolute perfect ending to the game. And even though this game was fun, oh, do I wish it continued for just a few more minutes. I really would have wanted to see how Mysterio dealt with 25 flaming camels. I really want to see how Daniel controls 25 flaming camels. There's not really wall-offs here. And I guess the castle, they still come with the petard bonus, right? Against buildings, 200, yeah. So 200 attack bonus, 25 is 5,000 bonus damage. So 25 of them, assuming all 25 could close, which is a big assumption for a castle full of villagers. Look at all the arrows that it's firing. Assuming all 25 could close, bye castle. I mean, bye 25 flaming camels, where probably 2 or 3 trebs would have sufficed, but still fun to see. What an absolute fun game. I wanted to see mounted units running around the map, going bonkers, and that is exactly what we saw. Mysterio, unfortunately, just way too many small clumps of conquistadors getting picked off by Daniel's superior cav archer count, and just from where was it? Somewhere over here, I think right here, all the way to the end right here. Even though he didn't take the high ground, which again, Daniel probably should have tried to take the high ground. Well, might as well take advantage of all the features of your Civ. The numbers were just not there for Mysterio. Why? Because Daniel's done such an amazing job of just crippling the economy to the point where Mysterio has sub 100 villagers. And even though they have supremacy, I mean, look at these stats. 80 HP on a villager, 9 attack, plus 18 against building, plus 21 against stone defense, which I believe is a castle as well. I think it's like walls and towers and castles. So that's 39 extra bonus damage on top of your 9 attack, which, to be fair, castles do have 8 melee armor. So what is that, 40 damage for a villager? Oh my goodness. Yeah, 18, 19, 21 is 40. 40 damage every time they attack on their 2-second delay, which is pretty common for infantry. Wow. We got to see it all, didn't we, in this game? Except maybe some oh my goodness. Missionaries is the word I'm looking for, but this is the most bonkers thing I've seen this game. Let me know in the comments below. Is this the start of a new meta? Is this some kind of challenge that the pro players, somebody here may have heard something during a live stream on Twitch or something along those lines? Let me know if we're entering into a nice age of Arabia fishing, which I'm always down. I mean, the Japanese are going to have fun with that. Even the Dravidians are going to have fun with that if we're starting to introduce some kind of shore fishing into Arabia. But ultimately, with the absolute slaughter of the Spanish economy as it lies dead in lands abroad and both at home, it is our Tatar with the Cav Archers who takes the W. But GG in a fun, fast-paced game to both players. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.